Hey, it's Belen Diaz, and this is the E-volve show. And today we have with us a dating coach that is going to teach us everything about how to feel like a confident woman and attract the men that you want. Her name is Valerie Adams. Valerie Adams is a dating coach, and she shows single women how to date with confidence and attract emotionally available men. Hi, Valerie. How are you?
Hi, I am amazing. I'm so excited to be here.
Yeah, totally. Thank you so much for your time and for being here. So why don't we start talking a little bit about what you do for work or what is your specialty?
Yeah, well, so what I do is I support women. I love supporting women who are single and they're clear that they want to attract an amazing relationship. And so I support them with really working through any mindset blocks, any confidence blocks that are keeping them stuck and supporting women in attracting emotionally available men. So I'm super passionate about that.
That's great. So I'm curious, what will be an available emotionally man, or how did you say that?
Yeah. Okay. So what I think of when I think of an emotionally available man is a man who, he's really like, he wants to have a committed relationship. He really wants a woman as a partner, right? He really wants to add to her life and he wants to take on life with her. So when one of my clients attracts an emotionally available man, what it looks like is a man who is really moving things forward. So she's never filled with anxiety or left really confused. He's very consistent. He's always making plans with her in advance. He treats her with respect. He's very clear about his intentions and feelings, and he's just always moving things forward. And for me, what really happened for me is for a long time, many years, I was dating men who, things would start and then they would disappear, or they would tell me, oh, I just want something casual. I'm not looking for anything serious, when really I wanted that committed relationship. So by the time, a woman finds my page, she's probably in that position where she's like, oh my gosh, I want to meet an emotionally available man. I want to get married. I want a partner to travel the world with. I want kids. And up until this point, she's only been attracting men who just want to keep it casual and not commit to her.
So do you think that's something that the woman attract, that kind of unavailable men?
Yeah, so really what it is I'm a firm believer in we attract what we are rather than what we want. So do I support women and teach them how to, attract men and what makes men want to commit? Of course. And really at the core of it, it's about the confidence that a woman feels on her own and really her creating her dream life, her really becoming the woman of her dreams and essentially dating herself first, falling in love with her, and then becoming a match for that man to really effortlessly find her and walk into her life. So I just believe that it all starts with you.
So creating your life and creating your self-confidence, so then you're ready when that person show up in your life, because sometimes they show up in your life and you don't even realize, and you're paying more attention to those unavailable men instead of the one that it will be a better match for you, right?
Yeah, or it's like just creating a life that you're in love with. So filling it with like things you love, your passions, things that light you up, surrounding yourself with friends who really elevate you, being on this never ending quest to feel happy. And then it's like, when you're not even looking for it, that's when he finds you and walks in and wants to be a part of that world. And I just believe when we focus on raising our standards, what we call in is also raising. So the more you love yourself and the more you build yourself up confidence wise, the less of a match you will be for those emotionally unavailable men, or I call them time wasters. So men who don't want to have anything serious, they just they're okay with wasting both your time and theirs. And it's like, women women who are on a mission and they really want that dream relationship, they don't have time for men like that, and they'll no longer be a match for him once they really work on themselves.
Yeah. So do you see this happening a lot with your female clients? Like this lack of confidence? Like is any common thing that you see in women in general?
So, and then it's like when women become my clients, this goes away and it's something that they really work on. And what I see when women come to me is their mindset up until now has been, oh my gosh, who's going to choose me, right? Like, oh, I want him to choose me. I want to be picked. I want someone to want to be with me. But really, the mindset shift that we make, and we do this really early on in working together, is okay, how can you switch into being the one choosing? Because we are the ones choosing. My clients, they get to choose their dream partner. And it's just this kind of like power dynamic shift where they think that they don't have power when really it's the opposite. They have all the power and they have all the options in the world.
Yeah, that's so nice. That's and it's true. Like once that you start working on those things, like you have to believe in your worth and believe in yourself to make sure like you can choose because that's so
Mhm.
powerful. Like you're not being chosen. Like you're the one who has to select because you're the one who's creating the life that you want.
Yeah, absolutely. And I find that women think that they're asking for too much. If they're like, oh, I want my dream partner to be this, this, and that. I want to feel this way. I want him to love me in this way. And when we haven't found that thing yet, what I see a lot of women do, and this is something I did for a long time, was I blamed myself and I thought, oh, I'm being too picky. That's why he's not here. So, who am I to want this, this, and that? Like, who am I to think I could have a guy with who checks all these things? So let me lower my standards a little bit more. Or, oh, maybe that it isn't that important. Maybe I'm asking for too much. And I just think that that's totally,
Like lowering your standards instead of
yeah.
going higher.
Yeah. And anytime we compromise on something that's really important to us, we end up losing, like,
Yeah.
truly.
And then you were saying that for you, it was you were feeling the same as these women that you couldn't find a man who was available. So, what changes you did in yourself about your mindset or your confidence? How did you become this confident woman now?
That's such a great question. Yeah. So I really struggled in the sense that dating was exhausting for me because I treated every date like a movie audition. I was like, my mindset was like, okay, how do I get, like, I want to leave this date with him liking me and asking me on a second date. Like, who do I need to be? Like, how can I impress him? So the whole time on the dates, I was trying to be like the everything girl. So he would bring something up, I'd be like, oh, I've done that before. And I was always being truthful, but it was really like I was trying to make it worth his while that we were on a date. I didn't see myself as the prize at the time. So my mindset was like, oh, I'm lucky that I'm on this date right now. And so when you're a woman and you're in the mindset of, oh my God, this guy is better than me, or, he's spending a lot of money on me on this date, I need to like prove myself, then you end up getting exhausted and you're not even present on the date because you're just worried about what you're going to say next and how it's going to sound. And then you can come
Mm-hmm.
across as inauthentic.
Yeah.
So I really struggled with that. And what I got to do, of course, I had my rock bottom, as we all do, whether we label it that or not. And I really call it the fed up moment. It's the moment where you're like, enough is enough. I'm never going to
Like I
be.
need to change my life.
Yeah, you're like, I never want to feel this way again. And that happened to me just after I would go on so many first dates, not be asked on a second, or, men would not want anything serious with me. And, it's not like I was sleeping with them right away or,
Mm-hmm.
but I was like, okay, what is it about me? But it was all in my mindset. So what I got to do was hit my rock bottom. And then I believe that when the student's ready, the teacher always appears. So I actually met my first love coach, love and dating coach, and I started working with her. And really what was going on is that I wasn't super clear on what it was that I wanted. I didn't let myself dream. And I had conditioning and past beliefs based on what I had experienced in the past. And I thought, oh, I could never have these things. I had really deep rooted beliefs like men were going to hurt me, they don't want commitment, all these things. And I was operating from a place of fear rather than
Yeah.
possibility. So, really working through those, really shifting my beliefs and moving into what's possible and having myself be an energetic match for those things. That's really what changed the game for me. Tons of inner work, reflection, forgiveness work, like lots of it. And it was also worth it.
Yeah, that sounds like I want to tell to all of you guys who are watching this video, it's so important to listen in all these conversations how the person who's talking, all our interviewers, they have been there where you are at. And it's always important to know you don't have to do it by yourself. Like you can find a coach. Nowadays, it's very normal to have a coach, somebody who can guide you, somebody who has been there already, so can give you the steps to move forward, or like just to give you that support or clarity, what you were saying too. So it's very, like, I totally inspire you guys to take action and find the person who can help you to move forward.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we can't do it by ourselves.
And sometimes we think we can do it and that we don't need anybody else, but then the process takes forever, and those things are things that people have done it before, and they can really teach you, like what you say, like this coach gives you all the steps so you can work in your clarity and what you want, because sometimes we think we know what we want, but the truth is like we don't really know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
Yeah. And to your point, I think just like with having a mentor or a coach to support you, it's really about someone seeing what's possible for you when you don't see it yourself. So whenever I, work with a new client, if I bring her on, on a high end one-on-one intimate basis or into one of my groups or even one of my courses, I'm always seeing her as the version, the strong, confident, empowered woman who is attracting really quality men, and she completely and deeply loves herself. I'm seeing her as that, and I'm speaking to her from that place. And even though she's still on the other side of, I'm not worthy, I don't know if it's going to happen, she's filled with fear, I just hold that vision of who I know she will be, and I enroll her into that possibility. And so I couldn't agree with you more. That's the power of having a coach, someone who sees you at those 10 steps ahead and shows you the way to get there. And we can do it so much faster and in a way easier, more fun way when we have someone guiding us.
yeah, and also I feel like what you were saying too is like for ourselves, we're not always telling us nice things and we always have that lack of confidence. But if you ask your friends, your sisters, the people or brothers, people around you, they're going to tell you how amazing you are. It's just the one who don't see it from inside, and that has to change. To
Mm-hmm.
start believing in yourself, creating what you want, finding the job, finding the men, everything. So,
Yeah.
Valerie, what will be one actionable tip that the audience can take today to feel
Mm.
more comfortable? I mean, more comfortable, more confident.
Yeah. Well, confidence breeds comfortability, right? So, yeah. So what I would say is I would really look at getting super clear on what it is that you want and allowing yourself to dream big. So if it's that dream relationship, if it's, and it doesn't even have to be a relationship, it could be earning a certain amount of money, living your passion. You really want to look at those little voices that are popping up saying, oh my God, you can never have that. Like, what makes you think that could happen? You're crazy. And I want you to look at evidence to tell a different story, because there's always going to be evidence to support whatever you want to believe in. So if you want to believe, in my case, right, the women I work with, it's like, if you want to believe that no good guys are out there, that you're going to be single forever, that guys are all liars and cheaters, you will find that. You will find evidence, and that will be your reality. And if you would rather believe that amazing men are out there, emotionally available men are dying to be in a relationship with women just like you, if you want to believe that there's great men out there and that they're all around you, you can find evidence for that too. So my advice, my coaching would be, an actionable step is to put energy into what you want to believe. So the fact that worry is swirling around in your brain, that's actually an indicator that you know how to focus on one thing. So why don't we move that energy toward what you actually want? Let's move that toward your dreams and your desires rather than your fears, your worst case scenarios, and things that make you feel disempowered.
Yeah, that's so powerful. And I feel like it's true. Like sometimes we just focus in the things that we don't want instead of the good things that we want. So it will be kind of like working on your mindset, what you're saying, right? Like
Mhm.
trying to, like, whenever you catch yourself thinking that somebody's not good, or like what you were saying, like all men are not, are bad or or not good or whatever, always catch that moment and then try to transform it into good. So that way you're starting to, unless being aware when that thought come in, right?
Yeah, 1000%. I couldn't agree more.
That's the first step, I guess, like starting to catch when you're not, when you're seeing those thoughts come into your mind, because it happens a lot to me all the time. And it's
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm getting there. Like now I'm aware. Before I will believe whatever it comes to my mind, but now I'm aware to stop it and be like, okay, this is coming to my mind, but that's not what I really want. Like I need to stop
Mhm.
it.
Totally. And luckily for us, it's like when we're thinking about thought or we're putting energy into what we're worried about, it has us not feel good, and it can even give us anxiety. And the reason we get anxiety is because we're focusing on the future or we're ruminating in the past. Anxiety lives not in the present moment, it's either future based or past. So
Mm-hmm.
it's really easy if you're not feeling good, like energetically, if you're like,
Yeah.
oh my God, I'm feeling anything but bliss, it's like that can really show us like, okay, cool, a thought isn't serving me, like, and to your point, like how can I switch it, like I'm going there again, like what's something I would rather believe. So we're always giving ourselves clues.
Yeah, that's so nice. And then I was gonna wrap the conversation. If you wanna tell us, Valerie, what is the freebie that you have for all of the people watching the video?
Yes, absolutely. So I've been on my like spiritual mindset, personal development journey since 2018, and one of the biggest game changers for me was creating a really amazing morning routine. And it's not so much about what I do, it's about me connecting with myself every day. And one
Mm-hmm.
of the biggest things that has been a shift for me is journaling every day. And a lot of people have a kind of like an idea about journaling. I knew I did, where I was like, oh my gosh, journaling, it's either I only do it when I'm really, really happy or when I'm really sad. And their
Yeah.
past experiences with journaling is it takes a long time. There's a lot of emotion, it's something you do at the end of the
Mm-hmm.
day, or, or it seems like a have to. So I've really wanted to change the game with journaling, and it's something I journal every single morning, 10 minutes, and it really like puts an anchor in my day. So what I created for women who they see the value of journaling, they just never have been able to really get into it, is a free gift of 22 journal prompts to attract an emotionally available man. So I actually give you 22 prompts that you can write about, and it's all harnessing and focusing your energy on what you want to manifest, the type of relationship you do want. So the women who have done the prompts, I released them about 3 weeks ago. They loved them. They said they felt so happy and excited after. The time went by really fast. They've gone back and done it twice. So I'm really excited to share that gift with anyone watching.
That's great. Thank you so much, Valerie, for that. And thank you so much for everybody who's watching the video. And thank you, Valerie, for your time and for everything. It was a pleasure.
Well, my pleasure too. Thanks for having me.
Have a good day.
Thank you.
Bye.